Hello and welcome to Black Economics TV. Today I am joined by Eric, our artist, Eric Robinson. How are you, Eric?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
Good, good. So I've just got a couple questions for Eric. If you saw my video on 15 top artists to watch out for this year, Eric is one of those. So we're just going to get into the questions. So the first question, Eric, was how long have you been in the art world?
I'd say professionally around 4 years. Took it seriously in college, freshman year of college. But I guess in a formal sense, since eighth grade. Since eighth grade.
Okay,
So
and what was it kind of that made you say or made you think, yeah, this is what I want to do?
I I hadn't really realized that like art could be a career. So being around artists all the time, it's like, oh, okay. But I guess what really sold it for me was social media, like seeing how much success could be brought on from art. So like I've helped a lot, especially like Andrew Salgado, 100% like my all-time favorite artist. Seeing his work specifically like made me realize like, oh, like I can pursue this and actually make something out of it.
Good, cool. So then, as you said, you kind of grew up around a lot of artists. My next question was, did you have a lot of support from the people around you, your family, your friends?
Yeah, I'd say so. There's a family, like I'm the only artist besides like one other cousin, but there's always like a support system around that. uh, I guess after a lot of trial and error, they kind of just realized that art was the only thing that like really stuck. So it was like, yeah, okay, might as well go all in for it.
And obviously you studied at university or college. Um, was there any kind of hurdles you had to overcome at university? Any kind of bits where you got stuck?
It definitely. I think my biggest hurdle though was finding this like connection between where I was and what I wanted to do and how I can get there. And finding help seemed to be far and few in between in terms of like actual like professors. But I made some really cool connections. I'm working with a painter now, Miguel Carter Fisher, who I've been apprenticing for a little over a year. And he pretty much was like the answer to all my questions that I've had like the last 4 years. So just like super helpful.
So let's talk a little bit about that then. The apprenticeship that you're doing now, how did that come about? And was that just straight after university?
So I needed a internship credit. Well, I needed a class credit to graduate in general. So I had reached out to Miguel because I know that he lived in the area. And it was like the definite start of the dark because hadn't talked to him beforehand. But I asked him if he would be interested in like taking me on as apprentice for internship credit. And he said, sure. So even after graduating, like he pretty much said like I'm welcome to continue training, and I said like of course I will. So like yeah, I'm just super thankful for that.
And then obviously, if any of our followers follow you on Instagram, they'll see more recently you've added to your bio that you have becoming a tattoo apprentice.
Yeah,
how did that come about? That's interesting.
that is such a crazy story. So let's see. The artist, his husband's sister knows my boyfriend, so I'm sure that there was some kind of like mingling in between there. Where like, oh hey, like my boyfriend's an artist. Your husband's like your brother's husband's like a like tattoo artist. Like cool. So I'm not really sure how the connection like started, but Nikki, the artist, bought a few prints from my shop like at some point, and I was like, oh my god, that's so crazy. So like he knows I exist. So I like messaged him like just thanking him so much. And put like a little bird in his ear, like hey, like I kind of want to like tattoo, like it'd be cool. So like a few months of like just straight up painting without even like forethought to tattooing. And then I reached out one day to Nikki and was like, hey, so I'm like I want to like take this seriously. So, I mean, I guess I assume he saw the potential and he took me on. I've been working there for almost a month now, but I mean, it's been like the most amazing thing. So I love it so much.
Cool. Yeah. So, obviously, you go to college, university. You've now got both of your apprenticeships. You've got a lot of artwork out there available. So I had the difficult part of finding a favorite piece. Now I can't say it was easy because there are many. And you won't be able to see the full image, but I just want you to talk me through this one in my background a little bit more, because
Corrupt.
the kind of corrupt, is that what its name is?
Yeah.
Right. So the imagery for me, art, I'm not like a massive art critic or anything like that. I like, what my eyes like, and I kind of just get distracted by it. And this was something that took me in because of the emotional values that it had, and I pretty much just wanted you to kind of explain them a little bit better than I can.
I really appreciate it. So this was one of a triptych that I did, pretty much encompassing the relationship between educational institutions and its students, and specifically like detailing the mal nature of it all. Uh, so also like my little like last shot at like VCU before I graduated. But no, I think in a general sense, corrupt in as like a standalone painting is, well, it shows like the corruption. Like it was specifically meant to show that there is another force overtaking and like physically, mentally, spiritually changing like someone against their will. Like there is, at least in my experience at university, there was a sense of having to assimilate, having to conform, having to change, like against my will for the sake of digestibility, for lack of a better term. And so, and like the majority of the students like were pushed into that painting, and like the other two have their like subsequent like emotional ties, but also their general like encompassing message.
Yeah, well, I like I say, I kind of got the emotional values is what pulled me in, and yeah, I totally understand that. I totally agree as well. I'm sure not everyone's experience is the same, but I can see exactly where you're coming from.
And
Next question.
that's not a lot, I know.
The next question I have is maybe a little bit more of a personal art one. Is it might be one you sold, it might be one you still have, but what would you say is your most valuable artwork?
It is a painting that I did end up selling. It was my first ever painting of 2021, and it was called Ethereal. It was a self-portrait of me back when I had like green hair, and the painting had golden eyes. And for me, it had marked like a pretty big turning point in my art career, because I had not painted to that level ever. And the feedback from it was very positive, and everything after that was just like confident, really confident. So I was like, that's my all-time favorite piece.
And can I ask how much you sold it for?
I sold it for like 300.
Wow.
Like 300, but like it was like a 9x12 small, and I was like not pricing what I was like pricing now.
Okay, well,
So
no, still, like you say, it's a valuable piece because it turned you in a new direction as well. So
yeah.
that's of huge importance. Okay, so art, you say you've been there since eighth grade, or more recently, 4 years.
Mhm.
Is there any opportunities that have come, maybe celebrity events or work, or anything like that that have come to you through the art world?
For the most part, just like gallery opportunities. And there have been the chance of like establishing connections like with people in other gallery spaces. But yeah, the majority of the opportunities that come forth are like gallery exhibitions or group shows, articles here and there, and then like every now and then a few interviews. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Which I'm happy about. Like I sincerely never thought that I would even make it to this point, truthfully. But it's just it serves more as like fuel to do more.
Yeah. So this is obviously this is your career now. This is the direction you're going in. I'm wondering, just to finish us off here, if you have any wise words that you would have wanted someone to either say to your younger self or for the next generation of artists coming through.
These aren't my words, but these are the words I do live by, and they come from Andrew Salgado. They are work twice as hard and worry half as much. It has been the like most life-saving thing for me, at least, because when I'm in a rut and I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? The only answer ever is to just keep working. So work twice as hard and worry half as much.
I like that one. I'd not heard that one before, so yeah, I do like that one. Well, thank you very much, Eric, for your time. And if you haven't already, please do go and check him out. He is on Instagram, and you can go over there. He does commissions, as far as I'm aware. And
Yeah, thank
go check him out because he's a brilliant artist.
you so much, Alex. Oh my God, super honored. Super honored.
Thank you for watching. Bye.